But Benji asked, hey guys, liking the podcast, what are your opinions on when the quarantine should be lifted? So that's a big question for all of us, because it's affecting a lot of businesses out there. I'll let you guys kind of run into it first.
Obviously the quarantine, as a car guy, I want it like yesterday. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing, I've come to realize during this time, because our doors are locked. They can't come in the showroom, but we've been able to do curbside at-home deliveries. We've been able to do all that type of stuff. So the advantage of the doors being open is huge. I mean, it's going to be gigantic. So the sooner the better. Do I think that we need to just open it up and let the floodgates happen? No, we need to make sure we have processes in place. Okay, that's key. You need to make sure that you have masks, that everybody has masks, and ones that they can replace the next day. You can't just have a mask they can wear every single day. It has to be disposables, so on and so forth, so you know that it's always sanitized. Make sure all work areas are clean. Make sure your team understands to be 6 feet away from them when showing vehicles. But we get to have them in our showroom, folks. I'm excited about that. Now, I know to some people it's scary. New York had huge numbers. Us in Kentucky were a little different, so I really can't make a judgment for other places that have had a worse situation than us. But here, it's not great. I mean, one death is horrible. One case is horrible, right? So I'm not going to ever downplay what's going on. I'm just saying that with the right processes in place, you can still be just as safe. You can still be profitable. You can still give a customer a great experience instead of having to try to do it over the phone, which we've done really good with video messaging, video follow-up, all kinds of stuff that we've implemented during this current time. But now we can move forward, and now we can have them in our showroom. We can, do a walk around the vehicle. I mean, that is, you guys don't understand how much that helps. But anyhow, it's so much nicer. And there's great companies out there. Carvana, they're huge, and everybody knows about who Carvana is, and everybody's like, oh, is that going to be the future? I think that they already are the future. It's the now, right? So like that whole process of buying cars and having it at home is going to be something normal. All right. So you need to make sure that after this is over, that you still have those processes available, because you don't want to miss out. Take part of that market. I've been saying it since this all started. I want to start taking over some of Carvana's market. You know what I mean? I want to get into their share a little bit and start to implement that with a person at the dealership that they can actually have. I think that's the advantage. They can have somebody to call and say, hey, I have a problem with my vehicle, or hey, what do I do if my vehicle has because a lot of people have weird questions. They've never owned a car before. They, their dad always took care of the vehicle and he's no longer around. What do I do now? Do I take it to a service department anywhere, or can I do my own oil changes? We've all heard those questions.
Absolutely.
And when you have somebody that calls a call center and it's not a designated person, which I don't know, if I never bought a car there. I'm assuming they don't have a designated person. It's kind of weird. Right. Maybe that's an idea. Carvana, use it. If you do, always assign one person to those people. Right. So maybe about 30 people, one person gets 30 for a month, and then so on and so forth. But anyway, but that's something that we can offer, the human touch, the touch of you have somewhere local. If you have a problem, you can come, we can solve it. Check out the hook when my DJ revolves. I said it the other day on something else. But it's true, man. I mean, to me, that is the advantage of what we can offer if you worked on those processes now. If you have that ready to go, and then open up the doors, allow them to come in. Don't have people where it's packed in like sardines. We're going to put up we already came up with a problem resolution for that. We're going to put a tent outside, start doing outdoor sets. Perfect time of year. So we're going to, if the showroom gets too packed, we're going to have tables that are going to be far apart. People can work with people out there. We can have barbecue going, whatever, have the food trucks come. We can do a lot of stuff to enjoy being able to do things that are starting to phase into opening again. So I'm excited about that. We're going to have so much fun with it. I think I want the community to be involved.
Do a 10 event.
I'm very, very versed in the 10 events, very versed. So, and it's fun. It's a great time for the customer, for us. It's a different thing to drive by. When they see it, they just pull in, all that type of stuff. So
I think, since everybody is tired of being cooped up at home, I think if people are working, then they're going straight to work and then straight home, nowhere else. And when you have something like that with those precautions already put in place where, I can feel comfortable doing what I need to do. I need to get a car and still feel safe. That's huge. I want to touch on that, go a little deeper on that Carvana thing a little bit. A lot of dealerships, it scared the shit out of them. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, when they saw Carvana and the effect it was having on the market, As an industry, I think that we have really always like been held back. Like we're really slow to change. Like social media, I think we're just now getting into it when a lot of businesses have really made their brand off of it.
Right.
What are things that besides what you've already mentioned? How can we? Because I think what Carvana did, because I've heard a lot of bad stuff about them recently, they didn't do the best execution. But the idea, like you said earlier, this is the now. This is what's happening. This is what people want. How can y'all think the everyday car dealer should take advantage of that knowledge to improve sales? That was a big question. Sorry.
It's a great question,
Yeah,
and I think it's something that needs to be talked about for sure.
Because it needs to be addressed with each and every person that is the one that's moving a product or a process, that it's that individual, you versus Carvana. It's not just the big corporate dealership. It is you are fighting for the attention of that one person that's looking for a car to show that your way of doing it is more beneficial for them and their best interest is taken care of. So when saying how does an entire dealership go with that concept? Well, you train your salespeople, your car buying coaches, your product specialists, whatever the title is of the person that makes the transaction of purchase happen for your dealership, whoever the face is of your store, you are training them to make fans out of their clients so that they're constantly wanting to be part of what it is that you're doing and celebrating your success. That's how other people end up going to your show when somebody explains that experience was great. So you train incredible people at heart that genuinely want to help, how to make sure that people that come are having a consistent experience, like Disney World, you know what I mean? That they have a consistent experience that is becoming and only going to happen with you. Carvana is doing a great job in their marketing. And by all means, they're trying to say to the whole world, that's what they're saying right now, is that this is the new way to buy a car. This is the best way to buy it. This is the cleanest, the safest way. And everybody wants that slogan, right? This is the safest way to buy a car. Absolutely. I can do that as well. But what I can also do is actually hear your heart on this, which you can't do with the click of a button. And our commodity has a lot. Carvana is going to reach for theirs, and they're going to do it. And if I can create the app that competes like with their unit level, I would make it today and tell everybody about it tomorrow. But they are doing that. But my brand, I'm just the car guy. The people that knew me closest, my circle, just need to know me as the guy that gets them their car. Those that know how to get a hold of me are going to call me. That's as simple as any brand could ever have been for anybody. Was in that circle of friends, I'm the car guy. You're calling me. You know what I mean? No matter what it is that I'm doing, and so Carvana wants to say they're going to deliver it to you clean. I'm saying I can do it as well, and I can do what they can't do. And give me a couple moments for me to tell you why. Just like you entertain them in order to ask me about why you shouldn't do it that way. Well, let me tell you how good our process is. And the dealership has to embrace that things are going to have to change, and you're going to have a similar platform or a similar process that achieves your goal as well. You know what I mean? The versatility is so key right now for everybody, whether it's in the finance office or it's on the front lot or it's in your advertisement. If you can't keep advertising on television the same way that you did, and if you don't adapt, you're not going to have what it takes to overcome. But in philosophy wise, I believe that the owners, vendors to the salespeople sometimes run into the same spot that many great people run into. It's that something becomes easy in the way that it's always done. I'm not going to really change it up. But to answer his question on when to open up, it's when you've legitimately found yourself ready and prepared for your maximum preventing of any spread of a virus. When you know that at heart you are prepared, and you've had somebody that can validate that for you, that you trust, you know what I mean, and somebody to brush on, you know what I mean, saying, oh, okay, so this is what you're doing and you're ready. Okay, this sounds ready. When you know that you're ready, take it on. If you don't have the stuff in place, don't